Yeah, what's the problem? Yeah? Yeah? Yeah. Yeah. Uh-huh. Okay. Well, it's off now. It's not on. I mean, it's blue light, but I can't see anything on the screen. Okay, yes, okay. The number on the right to the top, 42765419. Yeah, okay, bye.
Johnny, turn it up.
overcast South Hobart Oval for this humongous under-20s Statewide Cup semi-final matchup between the home side South Hobart FC and the Olympia Warriors. These two teams, fantastic youth setups, produce so many of the players you see in our NPL competitions. Now they do battle in the under-20s, probably the biggest rivalry in youth or younger football here in southern Tasmania. This one shapes up to be an absolute cracker. They played each other in the Southern Championship a couple of weeks ago, where most of these players would normally play in a league sense, and South Hobart ended up winning by 2 goals. Let's see if they can repeat that again here this afternoon, or whether Olympia come out on top. And either side that wins will play Ulverston FC in the final in a couple of weeks' time, who beat Launceston City 4-0 yesterday. A good win for the team from the Northwest Coast, and ensures some representation from all 3 regions of Tasmania in the big cup final day on Queen's birthday weekend. My name is Paul Hunt. I am in the commentary box this afternoon, a last minute addition myself. We do have a very special guest with us alongside here, who's just making sure he can get Microsoft Excel working on an iPad, which is never the easiest task in the world, as most of you would know out there. But before we get to that, we'll quickly go through the lineups for you. South Hobart's lineup for you first. In Benny-Claude, you've got Mason Atfield, Alex Brown, Sam Cornelius, Josh Diven, Lucas Zalakowski, Tay Evans. In goal, Michael Hurd, a little surprise there. Riley Morton in defence, Mitchell Tart, Thomas Walpole and Yuri Ware rounding out the starting 11. And for the Olympia Warriors, probably a slightly more unfamiliar lineup. Most of the South Hobart players have at least come off the bench in an NPL game before, whereas Olympia not quite the same. They do have a couple of familiar faces, starting at the top at Bilal Eight Mamar being one of them. Evan Arnold, Faisal Badley, assuming a relatively lofty battle who we see plenty of in the NPL. Mateus Collins, Sam Cummins, Anthony Mamich, Connor McGuinness, Curtis Miley, Hugo Schwartz, William Simon and Alex Tween rounding out the starting lineup for the away side. Olympia Warriors just waiting for the referees at the moment. Both sides out here promptly at 1 o'clock. So just not quite sure what's happening there, but in the meantime, let's say a welcome back to the Slice of Cheese commentary box, to the one, the only, the voice you much prefer hearing than mine over the last few years. It's Andrew Calling, welcome back.
Yeah, I'm sure there's a few out there who probably enjoyed the last few months, Paul, the last few years, finally got rid of it, but no, I'm back for the magic of the cup. It's lured me back in here. Thought what better to do with my Sunday than watch a bit of local football and call this statewide under-20s semi-final between 2 fierce rivals. I think we can expect a pretty enjoyable encounter here this afternoon at the Theatre of Dreams. No love lost between these 2 clubs and no shortage of talent between them both. This has the makings of a great game and a final at stake, as you mentioned. Ulverston awaiting in that final. It's a typical mid-year Darcy Street, pretty cold type set up, threat of rain, but not too bad at the moment, and the pitch in pretty good condition for this time of year.
Yeah, look, it's not too bad, the pitch. There are a few divots caused by both football and dogs out there on the moment. I did have a quick
look. That's still going on, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. I did have a quick walk round on about Wednesday or Tuesday night, and look, it's not too bad. It's certainly better than when you looked 10 years ago at the absolute state of the pitch that it was like for a few of those Southern Premier League games, with just barely a blade of grass on it, so it's not quite at that stage, but it should be good. And we're just now padding for time a little bit, as it appears there's been a bit of pitch repairs underway down at one end of the ground. Might swing the camera left here, and it's apparently down the left-hand side of the ground as you're looking at it, but it looks like the very formidable refereeing team out there in their brand new green kits. I can spot a Stratos Plomeritis, a Matthew Westwood, who was on the line for the Lucky Celtic Cup game that I commentated yesterday down at Taruna. And it looks like who else is that? It's Alfonso, I think, in the middle, and on the left. So formidable refereeing lineup here. Obviously most other games, except for the real social competitions here, cancelled for this weekend, so a bit more ref availability for the big ones, and you can have a pretty strong lineup out there this afternoon. It's going to easily await this contest. As you mentioned, Andrew, we've lost between those two teams. I remember under 20 team a couple of years ago that was in the quarterfinals or semi-finals was pretty much being treated as the cup final by either sides. I think that game was over at Warrior Park from memory. And obviously Olympia with fantastic youth setup coming through at the moment. Most of their team who played in this competition last year are currently in the senior team. So you see how the new breed of youngsters in this Warriors lineup go here this afternoon.
Well, they're pretty strong. Guarantee that there'll be some young pup waiting underneath just to push on in. They're two great clubs in terms of youth development. Have had really good academy programs for a number of years now, and they reap the rewards at senior level, and a bit of a glimpse at the future today here. So we're ready for kick-off. Those are a splendid salad up top there for Olympia.
Yep.
Oh, my word, what's that, Evan Arnold?
Yeah, it is too.
It's spectacular, but here we go, ready to get underway in the statewide under-20s semi-final. A spot in cup final day on the line. Big stakes, big game. Who's going to make themselves the hero and make themselves into this next chapter of just the rivalry that is South Hobart and Olympia that just kind of filters down through all levels. It's not just a senior one, so I expect plenty of feeling out there today as this one's awkwardly kind of knocked away. It's going to be Walpole trying to make something happen for South, just dancing on the ball a little bit and corralled into the corner, and numbers winning out there for the Warriors. Interesting to see how attacking both sides are early on, whether they sit back at all. One's fed through, and a chance perhaps now for Mamich to make something happen, and the shot, it's an opening goal. Well, that didn't take long at all. Straight through the part of the defence into the back of the net. Olympia opened the scoring in the opening minute, and wow, Paul, that was quick.
That was one of the earliest goals we have seen in Football Tasmania action so far this year. Warriors just going right through the heart of the South Hobart defence, and it just took two passes, and South Hobart, who comfortably had the ball at the far end of the ground, and then two passes way off from Mamich in the centre there, and then what do you know, it's the experience of Bilal 8 Lamar swatting that one home. And the Warriors off to a fantastic start, and now tracking back in defence is 8 Lamar. Also a player we've seen in NPL action before, and the two probably most experienced players in this Warriors lineup combining early. And South Hobart all uphill, and I was not expecting that to come. I was too busy looking at the penalty spot that was being repaired, what we were alluding to in the pre-match. Pretty much non-existent down that end, and two passes later, it's in the Warriors' net. But let's see if South can get a quick equaliser as this one goes near post heading. Oh, and they do as well! 2 goals in the first 2 minutes in this under-20 statewide cup final. Fantastic goal there from the first set piece. Just Divin, it looked like at the near post, glancing that one in. What a start, Andrew.
It's 2 minutes in, it's 1-1. If you've just thought you tuned in a little late or allow for the 5-minute delay to kick off we often have, you might be wondering what's going on. 2 attacks, 2 goals, 2 shots, 2 goals. It's efficient, I'll give it that, but both coaches will be a little surprised with how easy both those goals were, really. The defence is just a little asleep. Josh Divin bobs up near post, answers right back in a hurry. Game on, here we go. Could be 2-1 here. Walpole charging into the box. Gets his crossing, Divin lurking. Oh, not too far away. Now it's going to be Cornelius who looks to get on it for South. Cuts inside and absolutely sends him for a hot dog there. Puts the cross across the face of goal. No one there waiting it. But what a breathless start to this football game. 1-1, and I think my question I posed at the 30-second mark's been pretty rapidly answered. It won't be a cautious start, Paul.
It certainly won't be. Maybe the players out there could just sense you were coming to commentate and just wanted to give you the normal amount of goals you're used to in your commentary so far this season. One's shanked by Riley Morton, but his teammate in Zelikowski will bail him out on that occasion. It's the home scorer, Josh Divin, rising high. Now Walpole. Get the ball back. Switching crossfield ball finds Tay Evans. That one short. And the earliest down the line, Diven will get the foul and the push in the back, but a bit of normality just returning to this game after a frantic 2 minutes. As some of the crowd just a little late in walking in. Looks like the Olympia youngsters have gone for some hot chips, and they'll be shocked when they turn around and look at the scoreboard.
They might think it's from a previous game. You'd rock up on and pick you over the new one. Extraordinary start to this one, Paul. It's just what we wanted. Really set the intent clear from the outset. It's going to be an attacking start, and they've worked their way through nicely again here, Olympia, and that's a good save. The offside flag I thought might have been coming, and eventually it is raised. It seemed to have just got a few yards behind his defender there.
Yeah, on that near touchline, Ray Withwood in a similar position for the Devonport game yesterday, and a couple of tight offside calls to make there. So he's got his eye in as the assistant referee this weekend. He's inside. Here's Mason Hatfield. I'm sure the people watching at home on the YouTube stream will be very happy to see Mason Hatfield on a streamed game this year, constantly called for in the YouTube live chat this year when you can read some of the content on there. Glad to be finally bringing the people what they want, as Diven, I think, a bit of skill from Walpole. Wants to go back to Diven. They're blocked on the Warriors' defence.
Throw in is repelled back and under control by Riley Morton. And more experienced players out there playing some big games for his senior side as that one slid through nicely. The situation should be under control here. Zelikowski across to deal with it and puts it behind for a corner. Ball movement early on from the Warriors in the counter-attack with pretty good speed. A couple of passes and they're banging in behind. They're not messing about.
No, they really, all three of their attacks have really come with a through ball between centre-back and full-back so far, so pretty consistent in how they're attacking early on, and South scored from their first corner of the game, and the Warriors do the same. Looks like he's grown about a foot since I last commentated. He was in the ballpark for that one, but cleared away at the near post by Riley Morton. They'll have another opportunity here, the Warriors. Making a run towards the near post, this time cleared by Morton. Ambitious ball there from people around, but it will now fall towards South Hobart. It's a good ball out in front of the goal scorer Josh Diven, but the defence in the end from Battley. Sent off Diven for a throw-in. Overcast stay here at South Hobart. It pretty much has looked like this from the moment daylight broke through this morning. Some rain potentially in the offing. Ball clear by Zelikowski. Now Arnold tries to drop it short towards Mamich. This time Morton gets it stuck between his feet and goes the ambitious shot to Arnold, and that's a good first touch for the South Hobart keeper. Like we've heard, I said in the pre-game, it's a little bit of surprise. Nathan Reid on the bench for South Hobart. He's usually their keeper in a second championship game. Obviously has plenty of NPL experience. Maybe unsure what's happening there regarding Nick O'Connell and potentially injury or eligibility due to suspension. I imagine that's the only reason why he's there, or maybe Hurd's just been impressed in training. Who knows?
Yeah, I'm not so sure. Maybe he played in an earlier round of the Cup with lack of level. I'm not so sure.
Yeah, I can't quite remember. Just for some reason O'Connell's recounters will break away from them. It's nearly getting behind Battley. And the South Hobart defence trying to turn around. Diven waiting, so is Walpole. Eventually goes in that back post direction and just about cleared away as far as Morton. A big interception there from the Warriors. Charging down the left-hand side, Morton should be able to slide in and as well. Between passing it forward, now Mamich. This time, he's got a big heave-ho there, and luckily got some of the ball in the end of South Hobart's defence, because that could have been Mamich's leg rather than the ball there. It's a good touch from Miley. I reckon I'm going to call Curtis at some point. For some reason, Miley Curtis seems like a more logical name than Curtis Miley. But anyway, apologies in advance.
Just a big Miley Cyrus fan. Just
yeah,
be a first name for you.
Yeah, pretty much. This time going around the outside is Diven, but hits it over the top. But he's looking sharp today, Josh Diven.
Yeah, looking lively. He's up and about. He's getting on the ball and he's causing problems every time he gets there. He seems to be getting into space and into a shape to shoot there. They're going to need to clamp down on him. Certainly a lot tighter than they did at that first corner. But yeah, I think both the front men, he and Arnold, both look pretty tidy when they've been able to get on the end of those through balls so far.
Just as we're zooming in there on the Olympia penalty spot, which is what required a bit of replacement, causing a slight delay in the start of the game. Really warming up. A bit too close to one of the protected areas on the field. It's Tay Evans wrestling 8 Lamar. Lamar and Mamager, who we've seen most of in NPL action, but they have been primarily on the bench so far this season, and clearly been kept back as one of the more experienced players in this under-20s statewide cup competition. And there's Mamic on the ball. Evans battling away. Mikowski managed to control that one well. Now Atfield. Jinx past one. It's Mason Atfield wants a couple of options. Diven is one of them. The switch was on. Just took a couple of too many touches there. Did Diven. The Warriors to clear. Arnold flicks it back onto Mamic. Mikowski cutting across, but Warriors very direct, but not necessarily in a long ball direct sense. Just sort of only using 2-3 passes, but getting plenty of distance with it on the ground so far in the first 10 minutes.
Yeah, not really looking to go sideways, are they? It's really good passing with purpose. Quick get it forward, running into space. But yeah, definitely not hoofing it. They're keeping it along the deck. It's been tidy stuff so far from the Warriors. 11 minutes gone. Both the goals coming in the opening moments. One in the first minute, one in the second minute. The first 2 chances of the game. And since then, it's been pretty much end-to-end. The clear-cut chances of the opening moments, but both teams looking to play in a really positive manner and setting the stage for a pretty enjoyable game of football here so far, as South Hobart trying to make something happen with Atfield, who just gets a little kick for his troubles. Mate Mamar, and the kick will go the way of Atfield as Cornelius comes across. Looks like he'll be the man to take it. No, he's going to signal back for Atfield, who'll go join on in with the other 5 they've got at the top of the box. All hands on deck at the back for the Warriors as this one's chipped in deep. It's a dangerous looking ball. It's a great header off the woodwork and then followed up and buried from close range by Thomas Walpole. The initial chance was oh so close, but at the second time of asking, Walpole was there and South Hobart have rallied and lead 2-1. And the fast start to this cup semi-final continues.
High scoring game really in the prospect here as Zalakowski, who had that initial effort come off the crossbar. And Walpole, like all good strikers, following that one in to make it 2-1 South Hobart. It was a fantastic delivery as well from the set piece, using the height of Zalakowski, the tallest player on the pitch. And Walpole charging in, so South, after going a goal down in the opening minute, get the lead back. I don't think that'll be the last of the goals here this afternoon. And it's a pretty sure prediction.
Wish you hadn't have said that, Paul. Good ball in from Mason Atfield too, credit to him. Just perfect placement, dipped it, put it in a spot where it's pretty awkward for the keeper to come out and deal with it. So centre-backs are going to need to, and obviously they played in pretty nicely to the height advantage South had there.
Absolutely, as it is. Mikowski clearing that one. And so, again, there's Morton. Diagonal ball, trying to get over the top. What Battling does to the path of that field. And actually the keeper coming out to collect.
Swept along. Flick on was good from Arnold, but South Hobart plenty of bodies back to defenders. That one almost slid in behind. I think Diven had straight offside anyhow. Flag straight up. Not a mattered. Large early in this one, Josh Diven. Considerable promise. Saman. That one in short. Collins. So he's patient at the back, and then they'll be fairly much direct, but move the ball quickly when they do pull the trigger and go forward. So South Hobart, can you get him behind, gives Divin something to chase out for. Just bearing down on it pretty well, but nicely defended. In the end, the Warriors would take it away, but one back by Divin. Now it's Walpole on the ball, and he's got one in the middle if he can find Atfield. Not quite. Tay Evans now up in support. Moving one way than the other. Can get the best of 8 Mamar, who gets his foot in and puts it behind for a corner.
Since scoring that goal, 8 Mamar spent most of his time down in this corner, really, defending the likes of Atfield and Evans. And he can turn around and put on the back foot in front of many photographers' corners we have at local football games. And Atfield goes near post again, and that one's flicked on and cleared away from the Warriors in the 6-yard box. Once again, South having fantastic success in those near post corners. Not much success with that pass out from Tart, but that one will run out of the way. Brown can't quite keep that. Well, the flag stays down on the far side. Of course, to come in from Walpole, goes back. And that one chipped in, acrobatic attempt there from Divin, and this time on the volley. Right, and over the top of it. I think they've pulled up Divin for a high boot there in a spectacular effort.
A few red alerts going off in the Warriors coaching staff right now, I reckon, with the first goal coming from a corner, the second one from a floated in free kick, and that third one cleared off the line from a corner. They are really struggling to defend set pieces early in this game, and South Hobart, I'm sure, will be keen to win as many of them as possible and just keep getting in there, because at the moment they're just showing inability to deal with the aerial ball, and that bodes pretty well for South Hobart's chances here. They're going to need to get a handle on it. So getting absolutely smashed in the air at set pieces right now.
Well, sometimes when we Warriors games, when they're not at Warrior Park, it's sometimes the wide open expanses that you can sometimes think doesn't quite suit their game, but I have to agree that hasn't necessarily been the problem today. It's been set pieces and balls down this left-hand side primarily, as that one scraped clear from Tween, but really South starting to dominate possession here as well, as Tart looks that one forward. Divin gets ahead to it, surrounded by white shirts, but Divin still manages to keep possession. Trying to pass back and does towards Evans. Gonna slow it down a smidge before the cross comes in. Skied in the air. And they prevent the corner. Just about do there. Schwartz on that occasion finding touch. South really building the pressure in this last 10 minutes. Not sure if there's any terribly long throw exponents in this south side, as Atfield flicks that one on and comfortably into the path. The Warriors goalkeeper, as that one flicked on Evans. Thought there was space in the middle of the park around 8 Mamar, but not on that occasion, as Arnold looks along to 8 Mamar. Evans doing well in defence. Atfield nearly not quite getting enough on that one, and now the Warriors come the other way. Arnold in a good pocket of space, and Arnold being the better option, as that shot didn't really have the desired power on it.
Yeah, if you're going to score from there, you need to put the laces through it. You're not just going to be able to pass one into the back of the net from that spot. Unless you're Lionel Messi, you can't be pulling that sort of stuff off. So just need to hit that one with a little more conviction, as Arnold gives chase to this one. He'll look to get him behind, wants to cross, and he'll settle for a corner. So that one's deflected off Zolakowski. Set piece opportunity for the Warriors. We'll see if they can have a little more success in attacking the set pieces than they have defending them. So Samuel Cummins striding across to swing it in. In this game, after they took the lead in the opening minute, as Collins sends it to the back post, headed away. All the numbers waiting at the full there for the Warriors though, and that one was smashed, but not really on target there. Fighting well over the top.
I'm not sure about the strategy of the Warriors running in from that corner there, as they sort of just had one singular player running into the 6-yard box, and everyone else was sort of on a semicircle about by the 18-yard box. Must have got maybe a signal wrong or the direction wrong there.
And they're going for the secondary ball, maybe. As Diven chips in a dangerous looking ball, brought down and finished in style. That is pure class from Mason Atfield. A silky touch and a perfect finish. And South Hobart have shrugged off their slow start. They now lead this game 3-1 inside of 20 minutes.
He knew as soon as that went over the head of the defender, he had time to take a touch there at field. Didn't try to do anything spectacular. He just side-footed it into the back of the net. Once again, from one end to the other for South Hobart as well. Just 2 or 3 passes, an accurate cross does the damage again against this Warriors side. And I think it's a real uphill battle here for the Warriors based on what we've seen so far. South working the pitch and working the conditions perfectly so far here this afternoon. An early slip up really been the only blemish. They really had 1 or 2 other shots from the Warriors to deal with. Otherwise, silky performances. That's a good ball over the top there from battling the path of Mamich. It might fall to Arnold. Trying to go around Morton. Still going is Arnold. Manages to get it near post. And Tart knocks it out for a corner kick.
His defence just looking outmatched at the moment. Just can't deal with what's being thrown at them. South Hobart players are getting in behind in spaces out wide and they're lining up in the middle. But obviously the first 2 goals coming from set pieces. The main downfall, but formidable looking attack here for South Hobart is just causing all manner of headaches for Olympia, who really need a response of their own here. As the cross comes in from Battley. It's deep and really decisively cleared. The shot eventually manufactured. It might fall right into the path of Arnold, who blazes over the top from close range. Well, it was tough to get his boot up there, but he probably should have done better and at least got that on target. Just went for power. An opportunity missed there for the Warriors. That was a great chance to pull one back there, Paul.
Oh, fantastic chance, 6 yards out, but the ball from Mamar just to dig that out and try to create enough curve and spin and pace on that ball to get it away from a sea of red shirts and find a teammate. It was exceptional. The Warriors goal scorer, but Arnold couldn't quite match the finish. They need to keep that one down. As they go again to the Warriors, another long shot in the offing, charged down by Morton. And Collins. One intercepted there from Walpole tracking back, even furthest forward. For South there for the moment. Does well to keep possession, but tracking back and getting that one is Collins. Doing well the Warriors midfielder, but so many red shirts in the way. That one dumped off towards Brown, charging forward, still going. Here's the South Hobart winger, Walpole towards Atfield. No one waiting at the back stick. As Atfield goes again, but that one goes wide. Wants a corner kick and gets one in the end. Maybe Tay Evans on the cutback may have been a better option there, but they do well to get a corner, South.
Walpole's causing him some issues. He's waltzing past him, Thomas Walpole. He's having himself a day here. Halfway through the first half. We've got to find a way to slow Thomas Walpole down. He's got one and he's created a few good looks just by getting past his fullback. And another set piece to try and defend here. They've had trouble with it thus far, and that one's off the line, and a second time off the line. Oh, that is the very, very definition of last-ditch defending there. They had no more room, but it somehow stayed out. But geez, these corners are becoming a problem.
And that's why you always have someone on the near and far post, no matter what this newfound analytics say. Always a near and a far post comes in handy exactly for situations like that. His keeper did not know much about that at all. Saved by player on the line, but they're just putting every corner in that same spot, having just about the same result every time. As Schwartz knocks this one only as far as the ever dangerous Walpole, who jinks past one again. Atfield in a good pocket of space. Walpole looking to go himself. Shoots and good save in the end from McGuinness. He may not even knock that one out for a corner. They get a bit more distance, but the pressure not relieved just yet as Walpole goes again. Near post. Now it's Evans at the top of the box. Tay Evans off the crossbar. Now to Atfield, trying to touch it down. This time Diven hits it over the top. Offside in the end was Josh Diven, but that's a fantastic effort from Tay Evans, and I think it was tipped onto the crossbar there by the keeper.
Yeah, I think McInnes did just get a slight piece of that. It was hit with some venom, and another very good piece of keeping. He's done well to keep it at 3-1 there, Conor McInnes, and he's under siege right now. South Hobart are absolutely taking it to them. And gee, ominous signs for the Warriors here at the 24-minute mark. 3-1. And if not for some very good reactions from their keeper, it'd be 4. A good initial save, and then a piece of that second one. So the chances are starting to mount here. And once again, Thomas Walpole was at the heart of all that was good in the attack. Starting it off before Evans unleashed that laser. And sees control of this one. As Hatfield slides that one through. Evans bombing on once more. Wants to get a corner here, but pretty well defended in the end by Miley. And they've turned it straight back over. Riley Morton just rolls it on into Diven. He drops it off, but they've won the ball back here, the Warriors. Manage to 8 Mama. Sets Evan Arnold a fair task. He's up to it, chasing out after this one, and in the end, made a bit of a mess of that one.
He got there with plenty of time, Din Arnold. He just got the ball stuck between his feet. He's probably sized up ready to go himself as Mason Hatfield decides to go himself. Gliding past Baddeley, gliding past another, knocking it off towards Josh Diven. Josh Diven with the touch, McGuinness gets a hand. But in the end, it's in the back of the net, and Josh Diven gets another one for South Hobart. That makes it 4. We're only 25 minutes into this game. They are really turning it on here this afternoon in South Hobart.
Yeah, I've seen enough. I'm calling it. It's going to take something pretty extraordinary for the Warriors from here. They look completely outmatched in my Paul. This is just a defence that can't handle what's being thrown at. South Hobart's so impressive, but they are absolutely running right now, this attack. Outfield, Diven, Walpole, Evans bowling on. They just look overwhelmed, this young Warriors outfit. And South looking very, very slick indeed. And they've got 1 foot in the final here with a 4-1 lead. Plenty of time for the Warriors to mount a comeback, but geez, they're just struggling to handle what's being thrown at them right now. And feel for the keeper McGuinness, got a hand to it. One of those ones where just couldn't quite keep it out, broke through, and he needs a little bit of support from the defence in front of him, quite frankly. So that was all too easy once more, just waltzing through.
It's very easy. It's just as soon as either of this front three for South Hobart pick up the ball, they've just got the confidence to run at this Warriors defence. Once they do, there's really no stopping them at the moment. It's fantastic to watch when they're in full flight. This Warriors defence, there's been no midfield support either, really. I mean, there's huge gaps between defence and attack here in this Warriors side as now Jankowski decides to go on a run. A little dink ball there towards the back post. Bobbled finish and touch. Calmly clear that one off the line. No signs from the Warriors. That one falls out of play, but just after that one, it just reminded me of what Riley Morton said in the press conference on Friday as well. And he said, we played him in a couple of weeks ago, but we were a goal down, and slow starts affect us. If we can start strongly, then we'll have a good opportunity to win this game.
Well, there's a cross, didn't do that.
Slow start lasted about a minute and a half, and then I think they've gone on with it since, funnily enough.
Yeah, well, I suppose if you just look at the starters, the first 20 minutes of the game, absolutely. If you look at the real start of the game, just a little slow out of the boxes. The cross would come in from Mamich. It's a pretty open game, so we may well get the chances to get back into it. They could well score 3. I just don't know that they can keep South out anymore as Josh Diven continues to just lead them a merry dance right now. He's waltzing away with the football. Been forced wide on this occasion, but still carrying it. Still going, Josh Diven. And now the cross comes in, and it's buried with a header from outfield, and it's 5 for South Hobart. A 5-star first half. Josh Diven just waltzing around people, puts the cross in. Mason Hatfield heads it. His expression says it all. They can barely believe what's going on right now.
He can't believe it there, Hatfield. But it's a perfect run and a perfect cross for him. He should believe it. It's fantastic work down the right. He's made the near post run. He's got ahead of his defender. Rifles at home, and yet 5 goals. I don't think even the most ardent of South Hobart fans were expecting this start. It is, frankly, an absolute shellacking of the Warriors so far. They are completely shell-shocked at the moment. And the South Hobart front three look like they're having the absolute time of their lives at the moment. Just every single shot on target they have is being buried in the back of the net.
Yeah, it is all coming off perfectly. Every move they're trying, executing flawlessly. The shots are flying in, the crosses are picking out men in the middle. And look, the Olympia defence again, they're just overmatched. They seemingly had Diven under control, had a few men there as the attack resumes and a chance to respond here through Cummins. But they were forcing him wide, did everything, and Diven said, no, I'm beating you now, just tore in, beat his man, cross comes in, bullet header, bang, 5.
I mean, when you're trying not to dive in and just force the defender back into the corner, I mean, it's not too much wrong with that. I mean, he's just used his pace, gone around the outside, and just delivered the most perfect cross possible. There is Diven, is Mamic now trying to create something. Let's play the 1-2 with Arnold. He wants the free kick, gets one in the end. There's the Warriors defender, Schwartz, I think, on that occasion. Usually a free kick, but coming into this one, it was the Warriors' defence where they really probably had all of the players I'd not really heard of or come across in commentating this season and in seasons past were in the Warriors' defence. Plenty of names in the front third, one of which falls to Arnold, who gets the shot off. Now to 8 Lamar. He just has nothing but red shirts around him. Cleared as far as Batterley. Tosses it in. First time looking towards the back stick. This one might fall to Molly, who hits the spectacular left foot volley out. Harmlessly wide as we tempo a frantic first half hour here at Darcy Street. And keeper for South Hobart, Hurd, gets one of his few touches of the game so far from this goal kick. He's not had a great deal to do so far. It's that one right into the path of Miley. Now Diven. What kind of magic can Diven produce here? Just come to expect it every time he's on the ball at the moment. There's one down towards Walpole. Brown and outfield waiting in the box. Walpole being held up on this occasion. Diven will now go route round. He does the same trick again. Does Josh Diven. Players peeling off here, there and everywhere. Goes. He shot himself, and McGuinness knocks that one out for a corner. But really, that same trick again works a treat there for Josh Diven.
He's just beating his man repeatedly, and if you're South Hobart, just keep feeding him. They can't stop him. I mean, I'd say resort to just fouling him, but they have been unable to defend the set pieces either, so I'm not sure that's really going to help things a whole lot. But they've got to just start putting the clamps on him. As the corner comes in, near post again, why not? And another header, and this one's just off target. But it was nearly 6. They want another one in the air. This is a real football manager 06 type areas where you just take every corner near post and you get a disproportionate amount of goals. Maybe it was more realistic than I thought, Paul.
I was going to say, the old Scottish third division get to buy the cheapest defender is 18 heading, near post corner, near post corner. Centre back has 30 goals for the year. We're seeing that in real life here.
Yeah, I always did think it was a bit of a bug in the game, but no, apparently it was just really well coded.
Yeah, look, it's completely accurate based on this one sample size. Now, well, he's still getting up with the ball here, South Hobart. As now Walpole will have a run. Diven nearly getting that other goal and goes towards the near post. This time it might fall to Brown on the volley, and a good leg being stuck out there from the Warriors' defence. Now Atfield. Crossed over the head of the ever-dangerous Diven. Off the chin rather than the hand there, I think. And now Mamic with a chance to run at the South defence. Goes towards Arnold, trying to go around the outside is Arnold. It's a good leg in there. Zalakowski knocks that one out for a corner to the appreciative cheers of the South Hobart crowd in attendance.
That's the difference right there, isn't it? That last-ditch slide challenge, he knocks the ball away from him. Every time Tiffin or Walpole's got it, they've just skipped free and that tackle hasn't come.
We'll have the third corner from this side for the Warriors. Everyone congregating at the back post, as we have seen from the previous two corners. And going near post, trying to do the copycat and nearly ends up to the head of Schwartz. Evans trying to battle away as Tay Evans now deciding to go on a run. Hatfield storming forward, trying to get it in that direction. And in the end, the Warriors centre back and Simon tracking back. See, there's certainly plenty of space in the middle of the park here at Darcy Street. Really open game, and that's suiting South Hobart's style as Goodman's taking a touch off Brown and out for a throw in. Baddeley strives forward to take the throw in. 3 options presenting, now a 4th in Arnold. In the end, goes the 5th option. Flicked over the top, volleyed first time off the chest of Tart. Mamic is going to try and get there, but the height and hands of Hurd coming out prevents Mamic from getting that one. If it was someone with the height of Zalakowski there, I'd be a bit more confident. Mamic still close to one of the shortest players on the pitch.
Yeah, not that the man ideally would have had that situation, but seemed to handle it well, and South Hobart on the attack once more here. He is just flowing with confidence right now. Surely was fouled, Josh Diven. Not really sure how that wasn't paid, but anyway, maybe a bit of a sympathy decision there from the ref, because it seems to be the only way they're going to stop Josh Diven right now is just to kick him, as the Warriors desperately needing a goal before half-time is an understatement. 5-1 the score here. It was 1-0 the Warriors in the opening minute. So struck with the first chance of the game. But since then, the imperious stuff from this South Hobart unit. And, they've got 1 foot firmly in the final here. Just look to see the next 55 minutes out and get on with the job. But the attackers, you can see the confidence they're playing with. They're starting to try the tricks, flowing through them. It's visible every time they get the ball, they're looking to take the defence on. I think they'll be content to just shut up shop with 5. They'll keep pushing. And only to know one way this side is the Warriors send that one pinball straight to Riley Morton. He'll just ship it into space. And Schwartz doing that one and shipping forward. Really give Mamic much chance there as Tay Evans, who's a blistering half, just drops that one off. And now over the top, running into space, is Mason Atfield. Atfield trying to get the better of Baddeley. You can see they're just trying tricks now.
He was definitely going for the nutmeg there, Mason Atfield. He was going the old Dimitar Berbatov trick there. Instead of trying to flick it over the thigh of the defender, was aiming straight for the legs there. It was Mason Atfield. That'll please his ever-adoring fan club that's populating both the NPL and at YouTube live chats at the moment. There's Diven now searching for an option. And now they're just having shots from everywhere, and that one bouncing in front of the keeper, which on this slightly rough surface could have gone anywhere. But McGuinness stood well behind that one and claimed rather easily, but they're now just trying shots from anywhere. South Hobart, their previous form in this under-20s comp, a 4-1 win over Northern Rangers and 6-3 over the Glenorchy Knights. Just some high scoring there. Mind you, no matter how many goals they get in this half, it's still going to be the most high scoring game of this competition so far this year, after Ulverston's frankly unfortunate shellacking of Somerset, I think it was earlier this year.
Oh, where did that one end up?
I'm just double checking, so I don't want to get it wrong. It was a lot.
This is the Warriors.
29-0.
Wow.
Yeah, it wasn't. It was actually impossible to watch. As 8 Mamar now trying to get round the outside of Zalakowski. Once again comes across, makes a fantastic last-ditch challenge. That's about 3 that the South Hobart defenders made so far. Evans not quite getting that one towards Diven. Turning going forward now is Collins. Mamic. Arnold up ahead. And towards 8 Mamar. Thinking inside 2 is Halal 8 Mamar, shooting on the left foot, but just didn't quite wrap his foot around that one, and that one will fall out harmlessly for a goal kick. Yeah, it wasn't a pretty watch. Live stream as well, so it just wasn't.
Big yikes.
It wasn't pretty.
Well, that's probably why they're in the final. They must really got some handy players in that lineup.
5-2 win over Lonnie United and 4-0 over Assistant City yesterday.
Got some goals. We know the South team has some goals, so get ready for a stalemate in the final.
Both team in red home kits as well, so it'll be interesting to see who draws as the away team. Someone's going to have to wear the alternate kit. I don't know if Ulverston's under-20s have that wonderful purple away number Ulverston women's used to have, but
purely on that basis, it's going to have to be Ulverston, I'm afraid.
If they do have that kit in the offing as their away kit, I'd be all about it for that reason.
That's how I would allocate kits, actually.
Yeah.
Not by kind of home away. Just, this is the best kit in the game, so that and then whatever matches with it. The purple is outstanding.
Yeah, absolutely. And it means if we did that, extrapolated that to international football, it means we'd get rid of at least some terrible, terrible kits out there. As that ball's surely out of play. Down in the far corner.
I never have to see that zebra number Man United wore as their third kit this year. I'll be very thankful.
Yeah, I think whilst there's still so much money in third kits, we're probably unlikely to see this one get implemented. But hey, we could surely do it at this level. No merchandising considerations needed.
Look, we're 40 minutes back into you doing a local game. We've obviously had you on the broadcast for the Women's State Games, and we're already trying to change world football. So, welcome back.
Yeah, look, thought I'd come back with a bang. I've come back on some thinking over the last 9 months.
Some new ideas.
Seen a bit of the world, having not left Tassie due to a pandemic. Anyway, back to the action as the Warriors attacking here through Miley, but that one just screwed around the corner and Cornelius broke up the play nicely, still burrowing away, working hard, Cornelius, but the Warriors retake possession. This one's straight into the head of Tay Evans. Out to Evan Arnold. Dancing on the ball. Trying to get into a little bit of room across to Battley. Probing here. Can they make something happen late in the half, the Warriors? It's 8 Mama now, who has a chance to run at Morton. He tried to go past him, but once again, it's very nicely won by the South Hobart defender. That was a little untidy, though, from Atfield. Invites the Warriors back in, and Arnold just opts to power one on the turn. Plenty of bodies in between him, though. And they broke that one down comfortably enough. And now it's Thomas Walpole, who's going to feed it forward to the dangerous Josh Diven. But he's run his own race today, and this time out of play for a throw.
It's the one thing about the Warriors, I know, is when they are getting the ball in a promising position, 25 yards out, their first instinct appears to be shoot rather than trying to lay it off and create a better percentage opportunity. We're seeing South with some pretty good crosses into the box or working it into the 18-yard box, and just every time they get it about 25 yards out, the Warriors, the first idea is shoot, which either be an instruction or possibly a slight hint of panic at trying to get back into this game.
Yeah, I think that it's a good point, because their best moments have been when they've played that through ball. They've played some lovely little balls in. There are a couple of good chances they have, and the goal they got has been from kind of dissecting the defence with passing. So I think it's a really good point you make, Paul. Something we probably need to focus on a little more, is Diven won't get to this one, but you can't take that for granted the way things have been going today.
Yeah, they've just, essentially the Warriors have stopped doing that pass after the first 10 minutes, really, since they conceded the second goal. They just haven't done too much of that since, as Collins goes for a run through the heart of South Hobart's midfield. And again, Kowski coming across. Evans. Ball forward again, looking for Diven. Really, in terms of his goalkeeper in Connor McGuinness, he's conceded 5.5, but there's not really much he could have done about most of those 5, to be honest. They've both been close range shots. And a couple of good saves in particular, tipping that one onto the crossbar from Tay Evans.
Watch one of those corners on the line too.
Thank Lamar. Gets it past the head of Zalakowski, but cleared by Tart. Evans turning nicely, gets his head up, wants to spot the run of Mason Atfield, trying to get round the backside of Battley, but he clears it into touch. Nice to see the Matt Derbyshire fan club still making an appearance after losing to the Mariners in the A-League during the week. In the corner there. There's Cornelius. Not in a great urgency to get a 6 at the moment, South Hobart. Takes the throw in, really has the one option and still manages to find Atfield, who flicks it on towards Diven, goes towards the back post, and Paul nearly getting there, but from essentially one of the more lackadaisical throw-ins I've ever seen, they still nearly score a 6, South.
Did a little more on that, he would have found his man at the back post there. It wasn't the greatest marking I've ever seen from the Warriors defensively there. Mamich. Cross to Arnold. Arnold gets past one. And drops it off back to Mamich. Mamich returns it to Arnold. His shot was blocked. And then the follow-up is buried by Aikmamar. A very tidy finish that, and a good response just before half-time. They desperately needed that one, the Warriors, and it'll just give them a smidgen, a glimmer, something to cling to at half-time. And 5-2 the score now.
Much better work there from the Warriors. And down the right-hand side, and Nate Lamar waiting the pullback. And it was really the only option who the Warriors could pass it to, and he finished with a plum, as we're going to see a substitution a minute before half-time. I've got to assume this is injury-related, rather than waiting to half-time. I was wondering where referee Alfonso Gusti was running to after that goal being scored, and I guess that kind of answers the question. As it will be Baddeley coming off, and coming on is Patrick Kenner. We'll get, well, probably a minute or two.
Yeah, taking a lot of strapping off his knees there, so you'd have to think an injury he was coming into the game with and hasn't pulled up right. So I suppose that explains why you don't need to kind of wait to half-time to assess it if it was a pre-existing one. You know what it is.
Absolutely. Good to see the fourth officials board in use here this afternoon. Ballplinth and fourth officials board. Almost the full bingo card of, you know, it's a big game in football, Tasmania when. Yes. Coming out there.
Yeah, the plinth and the fourth official board. The old serious business of April.
Yeah, Taruna only had one of the two yesterday. As that one cleared down there. South Hobart not looking to just loan their Ballplinth down to Taruna, or indeed down to Lightwood, or Clements Lightwood Park yesterday afternoon.
I'm not sure they should be. I think these other organisations just need to get their own plinths. Just plinth up, people.
Who needs new grandstands and media boxes? Plinths is really what we need.
Well, I reckon one requires a little bit less government funding. I reckon one slightly lower on the bill, I reckon, Paul. Not that we wouldn't like some new stands and infrastructure. I mean, that's always welcome.
Which one's a more realistic opportunity, though, as Arnold? Surely they'll bring that back for the foul, and they do. Two people appealing for the free kick for kicking the ball away there. As Mamich just feeling the ill effects of that knock. Looked like one of those little knee-on-knee ones that tend to sting for a minute.
Did see that Lightwood Park announced midweek. I assume part of that's been set aside in the redevelopment for a plinth.
I would certainly hope so. I would certainly hope so. I hope that's included in that lovely little info board that they held up for the presser during the week.
Not political presser without some form of prop.
No. Well, I'm just disappointed on the announcement of the ground being sponsored. They didn't bring the fork in the road with them. I would have loved to have seen that just being delivered from Clements by 10 Kingston to the ground. That would have been fantastic content. Just have a giant fork.
Giant lion statue or something out of the bin.
Kovsky calling that one, but now it turned away as we put the ball out right on the far side. Chip through ball now, nearly finding Apamar at the back post, hitting it first time and taking a massive deflection. Will they allow the corner to be taken? Yes, they will. One last chance here for the Warriors to pull it back to just a 2-goal deficit. Towards the third minute of stoppage time here at South Hobart Oval. Corner to be taken by Cummins. Towards the near post. Oh, the header was eventually met by Schwartz. Enough South Hobart bodies back. And that will be the final action of a goal-filled first half here at South Hobart Oval. Olympia got the scoring underway within the first minute. They also got the last goal with about 2 minutes to spare, and in that 40-odd minutes in between, an absolute South Hobart masterclass. In the meantime, their front three of Walpole, Atfield and Diven running the show against this Warriors defence, managing to score 5. It's been a scintillating first half, Andrew.
Yeah, the bookends are fantastic for Olympia, but as you say, in between, devastating display from South. Ruthlessly efficient every time they were going forwards. They scored or looked like scoring. They simply overwhelmed the Warriors' defence, who just couldn't find a way to stop them. They've shown they've got the ability to score, Olympia, and they've scored 2. They could have had 3, so, you know, reining in the 6 goals they're going to need to score here today to win. Possible, but how do they stop this South Hobart team? I don't know. They've not looked capable so far.
And will be the big question of this second half, which will be coming up in about 14 minutes. Do tune in then to see if Warriors can complete a massive comeback or win a South Hobart charge on into the Under-20 Statewide Cup final. See you soon.
for the second half here at Darcy Street. A mountain facing the Olympia Warriors if they're to get themselves into the Under-20 Statewide Cup final. Facing a 5-2 deficit at the break. They struck first, they took lead in the opening minute, and then South unleashed an absolute blitzkrieg. Scored 5, dominated the ruthless. Olympia did pull one back with 8 in the half to give themselves some hope, but it would take a pretty extraordinary turnaround if they were to pull off an upset here and advance through to the cup final. South Hobart 45 minutes away. They're just going to finish the job and keep playing the way they have been. Paul, any chance of the miracle here?
Look, I don't think so, but as we saw in that first half, there's a way back for the Warriors into this game. Both of their goals have come from on the ground but direct through balls or pretty well worked moves, or at least starting that way. So there is a way back into it, but as we said before, they just sort of stopped doing that in attack for the first few minutes. But the issue is, I think Warriors will definitely probably score another goal in this half. It's just whether they can score 3 more than South, because their defence has been very leaky, and Walpole, Diven, Hatfield, Evans joining in from centre mid as well. They've just been able to do essentially whatever they want, and it's resulted in 5 goals. So it really is South's to lose here as we get underway in the second half. Back towards Riley Morton. We had a change a minute before half time. I can't see if there's been any other changes so far. As the Warriors, we also didn't see a lot of this where we're used to seeing Warriors play sideways passes through defence. South seem to be pressing pretty high up. 3 players already there, and there's what happens when you do press up high. Evans now managing to win the ball back. Walpole awaiting. Turn there from the Warriors. Morton getting a toe in and now charging through the centre of the park. Miley moves it back towards his defence. Schwartz back to the keeper. This is more what we're used to here from the Warriors. And he's intercepted by Walpole. Then he go around the outside with his bag of tricks like he has done so far in this game. In the end, just runs right back into a returning Warriors defender. Mamar trying to get the unintentional through ball and goes right through the middle. Zalakovsky gets a toe in again. Manages to fall towards Arnold, and in the end, enough red shirts back for the Warriors, but they seem to be running in slow motion around the defence. 2 passes later, Mamar's nearly in on goal.
He was close to getting through there. Mamar could have had another one. And that is, as we say, the Warriors will be hanging their hat on. They look dangerous in attack and capable of scoring goals here. As around the outside goes Josh Diven and puts it across into the box. That was blocked off and cleared over the head of Evans. Arnold controls and then lobs it into space for Manich, trying to nod it into his own path. Goes back and gets it. Cummins looking for 8 Mamar. Towed away from him. Trying some inroads down the left. Tracking back is Walpole. Outstanding today, Thomas Walpole. As has Tay Evans. A cheeky little flick away once the throw had been conceded. And Cummins will just steal back the yardage anyway, so it doesn't really matter. This one's just smashed forward. Dealt with it in the back though by Samar. He's under his spell, rolls it forward to 8 Mamar. Looking to get the passing game going here, the Warriors. It was looking fairly tidy early on. Just all right in possession. It's been out of possession that's been the issue for them as Cummins picks this one up. There's the 1-2 with Evan Arnold and drives in. He's got a chance to cross now. Just lobs one in and just a bit too much elevation and just gave her the play on it and easily clasps it.
Yeah, it wasn't the worst ball in there from Cummins. It looked like he was trying to shape onto his right boot the whole time, but in the end, the left foot cross. A bit too much loft, but attacking the tennis now. Speaking of that, Diven coming in on goal. Good save there from McGuinness. Hatfield, 2 waiting. One at the back stick is Walpole and just getting in the way. Here's Collins. Morton. And Brown. Towards Hatfield. In the end, 8 Mamar doing his defensive duty and winning a free kick in the end. It's a good save from McGuinness, standing tall, not committing too early as Divin shot. And right down the middle. It would have been a real killer blow for the Warriors if South got one early in this second half. The Warriors back to their more traditional possession style in this second half. 8 Lamar. Should through the ball right to the head of Tart. Evans. Now Morton. Both teams would prefer if the ball was on the deck, and 8 Lamar knocks that one down. And spread out wide towards Alex Twain, down the line to Cummins. And it's Calmer off the Warriors last, but I think that stayed in the field of play there for Cummins, jinking onto that right boot. Arnold. There's Collins to his inside. Cummins, 3 red shirts in front of him. Long charge down, but not to a corner. As the Warriors probably leading the corner count in this game, but certainly not on the score sheet. Will this be another new post corner? As this time it does go in that direction. Cleared by South. And wax clear. Down to play Divin, a willing runner. And still in the field of play, but offside. 8 Lamar tracking back from an offside position. And want to relieve the pressure on the South defence. Doesn't look like there are any other changes at half time. Brown. A challenge again from 8 Lamar.
Slightly more subdued tempo to this second half so far. But, settling back into it. Also, Ujusti has a few words with 8 Lamar. South Hobart, I think they'd be fine with the sting going out a little, with the tempo out of this game. It's Olympia need to make the running. They have started this half reasonably positively though, and they move forward again here, but it's broken up by Yuri Ware. Evans dishes it off, and now the raking diagonal to Walpole, who looks to cut inside. He gets the better of a defender here at Walpole, and into the box he charges. Can he find someone in the middle? He opts against the cross. He just dwells on it instead, rolls it back to Ware, who'll stand it up to the back post. Teasing ball, headed away. Tay Evans out there, but it'll fall to 8 Lamar. Miley, back to 8 Lamar. South Hobart capturing the ball in the middle of the park. And retreat all the way back to Hurd. And the Nord over Nathan Reid in goals today. And wide to Ware. On the line. And there's Thomas Walpole, so good at shielding the ball. Now they've unlocked Alex Brown down the right, who saunters inside. He just bit off a little more than he could chew though, trying to get past Matthias Collins as well. And the first one beat, didn't need to go back inside there. 8 Lamar. Full ball for Arnold, easily cut out. And South Hobart, a couple of quick passes turn defence into attack. Building nicely through the middle here. Out wide to Brown, and now inside to the dangerous Divin, who looks to get round and then spreads it out to Walpole. He want to get on his right foot here, Walpole. The defender was well aware of that. Alex Tween forced him wide, and a fairly tame effort that in the end.
It certainly was, but there was probably a couple of better options there that South Hobart could have used. I think Mason Affield was screaming for the ball in at the centre of the park, as it does look like they're going to play it down on the far side.
Cornelius, I think.
It is. It doesn't look in any particular discomfort, but doesn't also look like he's going to be able to continue similarly, pointing at the left leg. But yeah, just before there was a couple of options where passing the ball inside was probably the better option for South. And as Cornelius wobbles off to the far side. And the substitutes bench for South this afternoon. We have Sam Jones Matthias Michael, Caleb Robinson and Josh Schofield, the outfield options. For more off the South Hobart production line, able to come on as Walpole intercepts that. Warriors South temporarily down to 10 men. Heard. Mamich closing the keeper down. He's still down on his haunches on the far side as Ape Mamar tries to make something happen and manages to find Arnold looking towards Mamich. Good save from Hurd over the top. In the end, from the Warriors, there's a gilt-edged chance. Curtis Miley.
And Hurd's got a piece of that.
Saved it. Well, that is a fantastic save from Hurd, as it looks like that Cornelius is coming back on, or a substitute is being made.
First 10 minutes here from the Warriors in the second half. Just asking a few questions. And
He missed it. Yeah, number 7 coming on for South Hobart. Josh Schofield. Player to come on. It's Mamich doing his best to distract the South Hobart goalkeeper in the centre of the park. They were really low and near. Easy one to clear for the defences. That's a dangerous place to move the ball. That's clear in the end is where it comes charging after this one. Forcing the Warriors to play it down the line. Mamich. Arnold wants a free kick, and eventually the whistle blown by the referee. So the Warriors continuing to apply some territorial pressure early in the second half. To convert it into a much needed goal. A set piece opportunity. There's Collins will take this one. Kevin's running far away. Arnold, the likely target, goes in that direction and headed by Morton. Evans judging that bounce a bit better than the Warriors teammates. And now they try to turn and attack. Do South Hobart. Walpole with acres of space on this right-hand side and goes in that direction. Thomas Walpole. Even charging into the box. Walpole going around the outside, but great challenge in the end from Collins. Even back from taking that free kick. Looking at his defence.
good challenge that, and it's what we didn't see in the first half. Every time we got around the outside in the first half, the cross was sure to follow. That time was able to block it away, did a pretty good job. There's a corner opportunity for South Hobart as West Virginia gets a little over there as this one's crossed in. Dangerous ball, that, and it's in off the chest, I think. It's chested home. It's yet another set-piece goal. It's Josh Given again. And Olympia's inability to handle set pieces has utterly crippled them today. 6-2.
It's the same thing every time from a corner. It's going near post. Josh Divins making that run, and he's just finding the back of the net with ease. Doing that is Divin. That one might not have been the cleanest connection of the game. It doesn't matter. And after the Warriors have a good 10-minute spell of possession, South Hobart do what they've done all game, use the set pieces to their advantage, and make it 6-2. And it will be all she wrote here, I reckon, at South Hobart Oval. If it wasn't already an uphill battle for the Warriors, it certainly is now.
I think I know what will be on the agenda for training this week for the Warriors.
Yeah. I reckon every other team as will reckon that for a sec. Cummins going towards the back stick. Mamar, and he had a free header there to hit the Warriors winger. He should have done better there. It's a great ball in from Cummins and just miscued the header wide. Yeah, I think anyone from a Southern Championship side watching this as well, where most of these Warriors players ply their trade, I think we'll be taking note as well. There might be a place for them to exploit over this coming season.
I would have thought there'd be some physically bigger sides than this South Hobart outfit in the Southern Championship too.
Nearly every other team in the competition. Yeah, I can imagine a few of the taller timber of Newtown Eagles or Taroona certainly looking to exploit that.
Just whipping into the big Pelican area.
Yeah, I reckon I can imagine Darling of Taruna was commentating yesterday, making a few of those runs with ease. Can't quite win that one. Now back to Cummins. Walpole forcing his opponent all the way back. As Schwartz under hits that one, plays it right towards Atfield. And Schofield settling in at that left back spot as a like replacement with Cornelius. Kowski's pass looking for Brown. Evans just out of his reach. And cleared by Schofield just over the head of Diven. Probably the first time a bounce hasn't gone his way in the first hour. Tate Mamar. Turning back. Charging forward is Collins, but well intercepted there from Evans. As Walpole on the grandstand side goes that way, Diven. Overlapping run coming from where? I'm not quite sure that's exactly what he had planned, but it falls to Diven in the 18-yard box. Wants to get on his right peg. Now an option again. It's Diven trying that same trick again and again that worked in that first half. And it finally works again, but eventually the toe comes in the Warriors' defence, but he just sliding from the wrong direction there was Diven. I've got to admire his ability just to want to do that same trick every single time.
Yeah, it's getting slightly predictable, I feel. The Warriors are starting to adjust to that one, but I suppose when it's been so successful, why not return to the well? When you've had success with it as frequently as you did in the first half, you might as well, because they've struggled to deal with it, but yeah, absolutely loves that move, doesn't he? Going back, slowing it down. No, we're turning back towards the byline.
Roll over.
Roll over to the byline, ready for the cross. They finally seem to have woken up to it, the Warriors.
There's Cummins now. Inside to Mamic. And the return ball towards his captain. Mamic gets the ball back now, manages to find Cummins. Wants to jink onto the right peg. Hit first time by Miley, and that one a little more comfortable for Hurd than his previous effort on goal. That field. Back to Morton, who we've seen him play in the senior side, but in centre back for the most, Riley Morton, but playing that covering defensive midfield role rather well in this under-20s side, as that one goes out towards 8 Mamar. Playing on safety first, knocking that one out of play. Both sides have just made the one enforced substitution for injury so far. Late Mamar. Schofield charges that one down twice. Good to see that corner of South Hobart Oval's had a decent mow now. The benches have been built, hiding in that corner for a year due to COVID. And just turning into a bit of a greenhouse over there. It's a nice bit of skill from Arnold, but well cleared. There's Zelikovsky. It's outside. The Warriors to build. It's Collins. Cummins on his outside, goes in that direction. Just playing with a bit more of a defensive lower block than we saw in that first half. Comfortably 4 goals to the good. Just letting the Warriors keep possession. This is better as that one's controlled by Mamic. Now Arnold. Has to hit it. Deflects out towards 8 Mamo. Hits the byline. 3 waiting in the box. And that one up for a corner kick.
I reckon Arnold just needed to feed that one back through to Mamic there. Gave him a bit of a look afterwards. Where was the return ball? He made a nice run. It's a little selfish there from Arnold for mine.
Yeah, I tend to agree.
Got the corner though, so still a chance to profit from the attack, and they'll begin to bend their runs. It's a little too central the delivery, and coming out to deal with it was Hurd. Tween. Wide for Saman. So they look to build down the right here. Send the cross in. That one repelled though. Tay Evans. South Hobart can't spring the counter. They'll be forced back on the defensive here. Warriors 4 goals in arrears, needing to find something and find something soon. Miley looking to pick out the run, couldn't quite do so. And again, the South Hobart defence able to handle it, and Evan Arnold just looking a little bit proppy there.
He is indeed, but that ball from Miley was the right one. A little ambitious, but you could see how if that one bent around. It was a great forward run in the offering from a teammate, but yeah, Evan Arnold still looking a bit proppy at the moment as right on cue, the Warriors bench begins to warm up in front of a few of their fans down in the bottom left corner. Morton clearing that one. Cummins. And cleared out of the way of Arnold, who's staying down for the moment as Mamic continues his run in the end. Evans comes across, leaves the ball behind. Mamic picks the ball back up again. Mamic again, eventually finds its way into the Warriors' 18-yard box. It was cleared out for a corner, and Arnold does not look right to continue at the moment. So, similar way to what Cornelius was before for South. And it looks like the best salad of the game. Doesn't look like they can continue.
I saw him last couple of minutes hobbling about. And on the customary, just going to take a seat here on the bench, get some treatment. So hopefully he'll be okay, but doesn't look overly great for young Evan Arnold. His team in the corner. A desperate need for goals here, but suspect his afternoon has just come to an end, so he won't be able to contribute to that cause. So they look to on the bench.
It's hard to diagnose that as well from that little sort of, I can't bend that way, seemed to be the prognosis as the substitute has been complete.
Jonty Banks will be the man drawn on as the corner is taken to the back post. Back inside. And here's a chance for Banks to make an immediate impact. It was a rasping drive from Jonty Banks, who just walked onto the pitch, said, "How you doing, folks?" and launched one. Got a good save from Michael Hurd.
Seems to have warmed up just enough there, Jonty Banks, as he rifles that one from 35 yards out. And forced Hurd to come across. And fly through the air to make that save.
Quite the introduction if that made the back of the net bulge.
Absolutely. Always have another corner kick. Can they make one of these come here? Someone's got a bit more loft on it, but plenty of red shirts in the middle of the park there. And Walpole clears that one as far as that field. There's a player further forward, but nice player back for the Warriors. Clears that one. There's Kenner. It will be a South Hobart throw. Schofield. Eventually, Atfield gets there. He seems unhappy with the throw in. I think there's too much wrong with it on that occasion. He's well intercepted, and they're going to go the direct option and try and turn Schwartz around. He clips it smartly to his teammate. Miley lays it back off towards Kenner. Kenner charging down the grandstand side at Darcy Street. Just a little rollover. Again, one thing we've seen this afternoon, South Hobart defending when necessary in packs of three. It's the third or fourth time a Warriors player has just been hammered out by sheer numbers. As Cummins goes to the nutmeg, not successful, and now Evans. Lofts that one in the Diven direction, and he's onside here, Josh Diven. No, he's not, he's offside. Plenty to aim for on that left-hand side too as the keeper. It's really overprotecting that near post. Plenty of net to aim for as we have another substitution. There'll be another for South Hobart. Looks like this Walpole will be coming off. And Thomas Michael coming on.
Very good shift from Thomas Walpole today. Excellent performance from him. Running red hot in that first half. Oh, well, a little in the second try a bit. He's done more defensive work, but absolutely electric. The amount of times he beat his marker and got him behind, and lost count in that first half hour or so. Great display.
It's hard to split the front three of South Hobart from mine. They've all three have been absolutely fantastic. And as you say, Walpole have slightly drifted a little more out of the game in the last 10 to 15 minutes, so can save those fresh legs for the final as Atfield tries to jink inside onto that right boot. Still going is Atfield. Atfield with the shot, calls for handball, not heeded, and eventually it'll fall out towards 8 Mamar. Down the line towards Mamich. Cummins on the far side. Lovely touch here from Mamich. What about going himself? Lays it off towards Cummins. Not sure about getting a player over and then crossing it towards the tallest player on the pitch. And Nate Mamar drops a step over or two on Schofield. Lovely hit there from Mamich. And that one over the top, but you could see what he was trying to do there. I thought that took a deflection from off top, but it seems like it's actually straight off Mamich.
It's the old shank. A tremendous swing at it.
Yeah, it looked like fantastic technique, which is kind of what made me think it was off the South Hobart player, but it turns out he's hit that one almost into Washington Street. I think it has gone in Washington Street.
It's the timing slightly off. Feel a whack at it. The Warriors pushing, and now a chance again for Mamich, who jinks back onto the right and drops it off instead. Miley probing away, and his shot takes a little deflection, headed back straight to Miley again, who lobbed that one over the top. Just got caught in two minds there, I think. And in the end, Australia gives it back to Hurd. Quickly releases the throw to Ware. Ware for Diven. And he's been so outstanding all afternoon, leading the line on the South Hobart side. The freshman in Michael getting involved, and Diven just unable to control that one.
A fair bit of pace. There's Nick Morton watching on the grandstand. The South Hobart team has seen a lot of action this weekend. There's McGuinness, who's had a much quieter second half than he had first. Good pressure there from Diven, all over the back. And a little bit too much in the back of Kenner there. And he was keeping it without committing the foul. There's 18 minutes left of this Under-20 Statewide Cup semi-final. South Hobart very much assured to be playing Ulverston on Queen's birthday Monday. Mamich towards Miley. Can he get the return ball this time, Mamich? Miley going all himself. And that one just about deflects through. Good save in the end from Hurd. The backspin. Sends it wide for a corner. Great save there from Herders. That's a bit better play there from the Warriors.
Yeah, it was. It was a really nice play through the middle, and some great stuff there from Curtis Miley. What a great save from Michael Hurd, though. And he deserved that little bit of luck with the spin going the right side of the post there, because that would have been cruel if that had turned back in the goal. It was fantastic reactions to make the kick save there. Really top draw keeping. It would have been utterly stitched if they had taken the leg break back into the net, and had a fair bit of spin on it. As the Warriors are knocking on the door for a third. They haven't given up, the Warriors. They've kept fighting and pushing, trying to get some inroads into it. But it's too big a task for them at 6-2. Credit to them. It would have been easy for their heads to drop after that fifth one went in.
It was looking like when it was at 5-1 that South could get up to 7, 8, 9. You never know, particularly with the hit of steam they head up. But Warriors have done well to stem the tide somewhat, but the fresh legs of Michael now striding forward. Can he get the return ball off Diven? Diven left to look for Atfield, and that was nearly in comedic own goal territory there. The Warriors defence tracking back. It was Saman there, a little bit too much shin pad there for his liking. Falling out harmlessly for a corner. Diven still on the pitch, so we can imagine what the Warriors. Oh, they're going to drop it short, South Hobart. Interesting to mix up the routine, given how successful it's been so far. Still finds the feet of Atfield. Zalakovsky with time to shoot, and what a save from McGuinness. The centre-back chest volley And speaking of fantastic kick saves, McGuinness coming up strong there. I don't think Zalakowski knows how he hasn't scored there.
They made pretty good contact, controlled it, smashed it with the left. Conor McGuinness, take it our young man, that's a great piece of keeping. Pulls off the highlight reel save there from point blank range as another corner comes in dangerously to the near post. This one I thought was going to lead to another corner. Certainly Zalakowski thought it was going to, and in the end it's just going to be a goal kick. Maybe a bit of a reward for the keeper for his save.
I think so. We were talking about the backspin being cruel. I think it would have been cruel for Guinness to score off the ensuing corner after making that fantastic save.
And both the keepers making some pretty good show-stopping type saves there as he was trying to play out from the back here.
And plenty for their future highlight reels coming on here. I don't think they get too many games streamed live as Michael now looks towards that field. He's run it a bit wide. Brown had moved forward. Diven waiting for the layoff. Thinking about hitting this one, Josh Diven. Charge down. Falls to Cummins. Riley. Back to Cummins. McNamara on the far side. He can get there, but again, 3 red shirts get in the way, and Evans tries the chip through ball to Atfield. Diven. And Hatfield managed to stay on side. He did. Gets it back on the right peg. Brown making a good run, but he hadn't quite got there in time. Hatfield just seemed to recognise that the rest of the team hadn't quite caught up. There's Schofield. Back to Morton. The ball towards Atfield. And goes in towards Michael. South. Keep going in search for the 7th. Morton didn't quite hit that one how he wanted to. Diven just going to be out of his reach, and his keeper can pick that one up. So 15 minutes and change left. Kenner looks for an option. That's it back. Down the far side here for the moment of the Warriors, but Schofield easily intercepts that one. Cut out there from Mamich. Now Cummins. Riley in the centre is an option, but no cut out from Riley Morton as Mamich tried to turn inside. Now Michael. Another very young player was Michael. With the South Hobart Academy production line.
I mean, the senior side's normally pretty young, so we're going to go down resis and 16-year-olds, 15-year-olds quite often. I mean, we've seen them play kids of that age at the NPL level, so no surprise that what's essentially their reserve side would be filled with some younger prospects. Both these teams very young and very promising. And here's a chance! I think the keeper's got a piece of that again, Michael Hurd. That was a brilliant save to deny Mamich. He's reacted splendidly there. Got a hand to it. Mamich left frustrated. He can't believe he hasn't scored there. It was a lovely move by the Warriors, but unfortunately for them, Hurd's come up big on a couple of occasions this half as Harry Duffy enters the fray, and given the stature, you would suggest would be an immediate target at this corner.
You would certainly imagine so, and it doesn't look like Michael's actually played in this competition so far, so he probably is a very young player as this one goes centrally. Hurd rising high. Collects that one.
Well, we did wonder when it was Hurd, not Reed on the team sheet. We were a little bit surprised by that, but we can see his promise here is that man Michael with a chance to make an impact. He cuts inside onto the right. Keeper getting a piece of it. Well, we've gone from a shootout to a goalkeeping duel here in the second half. There's Conor McGuinness and Michael Hurd trying to outdo each other with great saves. And McGuinness comes up big there to deny Michael. Goalkeeping masterclass in a 6-2.
There's real contrasting halves here at the moment at Darcy Street. I thought for all money Michael was going to jink onto the right and slot that one home. And again, the trailing leg of McGuinness. That's about 3 he's made in this half in a similar style. Whilst he's conceded 6, he's got plenty of highlights to show. As Diven makes that near post run, goes just over his head, but again, not too far away for South Hobart. That same plan still working to a treat. And there is Michael, who has played in this competition previously. That one just misplaced towards Bilal Mamar, who we haven't seen a great deal of in the last 20 minutes. He's scored that first goal in a minute. I haven't seen a great deal of him since. That one will be cleared out of play. And I do like a statewide cup final that features different teams and teams from around the state. You can see Ulverston making that one. We haven't had too many northern or northwest teams make under 20s statewide cup finals in the past few years. A very southern dominated competition.
And we're going to have, 2 northwest v south and 1 north v south?
Yes, correct.
Good to see a nice spread.
Definitely, and some different teams as well. It's not just all on the same. Obviously, Lonnie United winning in dramatic fashion last night as that shot comes in from range, and comfortable for McGuinness with Chris Robinson scoring in the 90th minute as the clock ticked into the 90s last night down at Den to make it a 3-2 win for Lonnie United over Kingborough Lions in a game. There was a bit of an arm wrestle in the first half and then sprung to life in the second. Kingborough going 2 goals up and losing to a 90th minute winner. Fantastic celebration as well from the Lonnie United team. As that one will fall harmlessly towards McGuinness.
I don't reckon it would have been too often over the last decade. You'd have 6 different clubs represented cup final day.
Correct, and we're guaranteed of that.
Yeah.
It's Olympia v Clarence Zebras coming up after this, and Olympia certainly aren't likely to win this one as Cummins manages to find some space to run into. Lamar getting on the ball but getting it stuck a little bit behind him, and there, sliding clearance. Advantage allowed to be paid. Maybe not to the advantage of the Warriors as that one cleared from south. And I think even the year we had Beachside in the under-20s cup final, there was a repeat somewhere along the line that year, I think.
It was usually been either South or Olympia. You've had a couple.
Olympia.
And then obviously there was the years with the Shield or whatever, the social bays and whatnot, and that was usually kind of one of those sides. So yeah, I'm sure it has happened, but it's a rarity that we get it, I think.
Certainly wouldn't have happened for a while. As I think that's cramped for the South Hobart player who's down on the ground. It does look like McGuinness is doing what could possibly be one of the worst attempts at cramp alleviation I've ever seen. It's a lovely bit of skill. Down on the left-hand side from the substitute. And Kendall's impressed since coming on. Gets the return ball. It's Hart. Knocks it off his shin. Get it back. It's Hart. Using his body well to win that one. Moves it towards Michael. And called to kick it out. And instead kicks it into the middle of the park. And eventually Alfonso Justice has to take matters into his own hands to assess the South player who's down on the deck. Now back to his feet after McGuinness attempted to give some mediation on that leg of Josh Diven. And it looks like he's just going to be subbed off anyway. Protect Josh Diven, who's had a fine game here this afternoon. And coming on for South Hobart is Caleb Robinson coming on.
Fantastic shift from Josh Diven. Man of the match for mine. Absolutely terrorised them, especially in that first half. Led the line with aplomb. And he's obviously going to loom as a real key man in this cup final. I'm sure the Ulverston coaching staff would be having a close look at this game and certainly would have been taking some notes to suggest they're going to need to put a bit of work into him. Yes, geez, he was dynamic today.
Yeah, I hope Ulverston also put their tallest player on somewhere near the near post, about 6 yards out from corners as well.
I find it hard to believe they could do a worse job defending corners. So I'd be surprised if that was quite the avenue it's been today.
Yeah, I don't blame it if South try to use that trick again, but hopefully Ulverston better plans in place to defend it as Miley knocks it out towards Cummins. All without having a shot. Space didn't present itself. He gets the return ball off Miley. He's trying to jink past her and sticks the leg out. And Cummins Just towards the back stick. Volleyed in. Takes a deflection but rolls harmlessly through to Hurd. Takes his time kicking this one out. Schwartz thinks it to himself before heading it away. Michael tracking back. Miley down the line towards Cummins, who's had a bit more space to operate in this second half. Crosses this one in. And a good save from Hurd. 8 Mama on the follow-up. But that is all Michael Hurd. What a fantastic save from the South keeper. And gets the well-deserved congratulations from his teammates. You would have thought for all the money that was flying into the side netting there, inside the goal.
Top draw. Another top draw. That might be the best of the lot. Certainly looked the most spectacular. I know it's had the highest degree of difficulty, but gee, it looked good. And Michael Hurd has, well, nailed on his starting spot for the final, I think, unfortunately, for young Nathan Reid. What a performance this has been. As this one's going to be cleared away, but eventually Tay Evans will tow it a little further afield. Lofted back in by Banks. Not decisively cleared, but eventually they'll get it out of there. But both these keepers have just been outrageous in the second half. Pretty rare you see 6-2 and think, gee, the keepers have been spectacular today for both sides. But very much been the case. There's 8 Mama, one of his side's weapons in the attacking half. He's picked out an offside teammate there. So 6-2 it remains with 5 minutes left, but look, they've created 3 very, very good goal-scoring chances and got good shots away 3 times in this second half, only to be denied by Michael Hurd.
As chip through ball, doesn't find anyone in particular, so he probably needs to grow a little in stature, Hurd, to be considered for senior football, especially when you've got someone the size and length of Nick O'Connell in goals. Another promising player for South Hobart in the offing. As that one has fallen out of play, or why they seem to continue there. And there's 4 minutes to go here at Darcy Street. It's been a fantastic performance from this young South side. Deserved their win and their passage through to the Statewide Cup final. Obviously stay tuned to the Football Tasmania Slice of Cheese channels for the times of the kickoffs on the big Cup final day. So stay tuned for after this with Olympia up against Clarence Zebras in the Women's Statewide Cup semi-final as across the ball went right in the path of young Robinson. 8 Mama.
One final spot available on that cup final day, and the 2 powerhouses of women's football over the last few years about to go head to head once more. What a great rivalry that has been. Looking forward to the next chapter in that one following this, and an intriguing game to play Launceston United in that decider. And either give me the goals of this game or something a little closer. So I don't think it'll be a blowout either way in that one, to be honest. Very surprising if it was. Both sides have really been able to do that to the other. And the journey is that's a nice little ball through, and a big chance here. Running onto it is Collins, and he's denied again. Michael Hurd coming up big. Just hunts that one to one side and says, you're not getting past me. He's been determined not to concede again. And the 4th big save of the half. Collins made a good run, hit it pretty well. And again, the keeper coming up trumps.
Not sure how much he knew about that one on this occasion.
All about the positioning ball.
Exactly right. I knew you as a keeper yourself. Doesn't matter if you save it with the side of your face, it's still a save.
Just means you're in the right spot.
Absolutely. There's 8 Mama. Ball looking towards Mamich. Waiting for support, comes in the form of Miley. This one from Kenner, who's not afraid to shoot from range, but that one trickles harmlessly wide as we wait the 4th official, Stratos Plumeritis, to put the 4th official's board up and see how many minutes of stoppage time we have. Where? Something away towards Miley. Mamic trying to jink on that right foot, and Marcus Zelenkovski read that the whole way, and that one just eluding Mason Atfield. South Hobart will have some representation on Cup final day, as we've seen so often down the years. It's usually been the senior team in the Lacquer Seljack final, but this year it'll be the under-20s as Michael lays it out towards Ware. They're caught in 2 minds ball there as well. Yuri Ware. Kenner. Under significant pressure. The Warriors, but now out to 8 Mamar. Cernan. Spotted teammate, it's 8 Mamar. Now up forward to Mamic. And cut out again. A towering figure. Malakowski, Cummins. Inside towards Collins. Still going. There's Collins, Miley. Which everyone behind the ball here for South at the moment. So hard to find. A through ball. There's Cummins. They're going to try and go around the outside, but Ware up to the task. Here's that one. And the Warriors get a consolation. Deep into stoppage time. That ball cheaply given away towards Michael. Now Evans, who did a mountain of work in that first half, controlling the centre of the park. Hasn't had to do as much in this second. Warriors trying to jink past, and finally someone gets past Zelenkovski this afternoon with a cross. Not quite good enough there from Mamic, who peeled off wide, and Michael, oh, he manages to win the nutmeg. Can he get the ball back? He does. Goes again, does Michael, but this time cut out from Kenner.
He's shown a bit what's going on, young Matthias Michael. A little dash about it. Not afraid to take a man on, and yeah, some pace and some skill. Looks like a handy young player.
He certainly looked very good at the ball with his feet just before rolling it over, as the look-away pass to the keeper was very look-away there from Schwartz. Guinness does manage to find a teammate as Warriors just hold possession for the majority of this, and as soon as I say that, they turn it over. Brown getting the return ball. Evans. Cannons that into the arm of there as Evans hits it, and what a fantastic stop from McGuinness again. That's another fine piece of keeping for the Warriors keeper. Keeping it at 6-2 as Evans' shot had plenty of power behind it. It still stays 6-2.
The saves are flowing now. They're just flowing with such regularity.
Speechless, Andrew.
Just with such regularity. I mean, the goals were flying if you remember first half. They would have in the second half too if it wasn't for these two keepers. They've been outstanding.
It could be 10-5 here as the corner comes in. This one, actually, the header clear from the Warriors from the near post. That's something we've said too often this afternoon. It comes back in, this time towards the back stick. Atfield will pick it up. Muscles it back in. Again, another corner for South. I think, depending on how quickly they take this, might be the last action of this match. Atfield will take this corner kick. We'll drop Diven on the park, so we'll see who's taking these near post runs. Paul South goes centrally. Evans in the box, cleared. Play will continue. Collins. It's the return ball. Trying to get past Michael, but fantastic defensive work from the youngster. And that will be the final action of this Statewide Cup semi-final from the under-20s. South Hobart through to the final against Ulverston. A 6-2 victory.
victory over arch rivals Olympia Warriors. They'll be very happy at Wellesley Park and Darcy Street here this afternoon. A fantastic win for South. Their front three in that first half of Walpole, Atfield and Diven making all the difference as the Warriors, who got off to a flying start through Bilal 8 Lamar, but from there on, all South Hobart. Front three I mentioned, pretty much having their way with the Warriors' defence. 6-2 victory. Could have been more if it wasn't for some fantastic keeping. A thoroughly deserved victory for South Hobart. And we'll see them on Cup Final Monday against Ulverston. Any last words, Andrew?
Oh, just credit to both keepers in the second half. Credit to South Hobart's attack in the first. So at the end of the day, fairly comfortable winners. 1-0 down after the first minute. Terrific response, immediate response. Got back on terms at 1-0 after 2 minutes. Then they absolutely tore them apart with 30 minutes of the most ruthlessly dominant attacking football you'll ever see. And then the second half was all about the goalkeepers. Michael Hurd for South Hobart and Connor McGuinness for Olympia made at least 4 massive saves each. It was a joy to watch them, and with the result beyond doubt really in the second half, you're kind of looking for games within the game, and the goalkeeping duel was there to entertain and delight.
It was absolutely fantastic work in what could have been a relatively dull second half, but certainly wasn't. Thanks to the goalkeepers. Do stick around here on Football Tasmania streams. The Statewide Cup Final between Olympia and Carrington is coming up in about half an hour. We'll see you soon as South Hobart through to another under-20s Statewide Cup Final.
Fantastic job.